I learned Spanish in 7 months, but not because I'm some language genius. No tengo un método perfecto para ti, but I think that I accidentally created something that most language learners simply miss. If I had to learn Spanish again, I would recreate that on purpose. And I'd also fix one serious mistake I made. In this video, guys, I'll show you how to learn any language from zero using exactly what made me fluent in Spanish in just 7 months. By the end of this video, you will have a ready-to-go plan to start right now, today. Hi guys, thank you so much for watching Wannaspeak by Veroniq. My name is Veronica and I'm originally from Poland. I'm also a digital nomad, meaning I travel full-time, and this month I live in Thailand. But yes, you are here and you are beautiful. Look at this bird. But most importantly, guys, I'm a language learner myself. I'm learning Chinese from zero. This is the most difficult language I ever attempted to learn, and I'm using this one thing I accidentally created when I was learning Spanish. And it's full immersion, but not this standard full immersion like move abroad and then you magically become fluent. No, when I was living Spanish, let's say, I don't like to say I was learning Spanish because I was actually living this language, I realized that Spanish had a job in my life. It wasn't just my hobby. Spanish had a goal in my life. And guys, this is very personal. But before you even attempt to learn a new language, you need to know why. You need to have a strong why. And I know it can sound a bit romantic, like, oh yes, you lived Spanish and you became fluent, but what do I actually do? No worries, I got a plan for you. Step 1. Obsession before discipline. We're gonna have a seat so I don't get really tired because, guys, I recently recovered from COVID. Can you imagine? But now I'm feeling better. I'm gonna drink my Thai coffee. By the way, Thailand is so amazing. Like, to be honest, a lot of people are asking me, Veronica, what's your favorite country? It's Thailand and it's Spain, definitely. Right now I'm in Bangkok, but my heart is actually here. Chiang Mai. This is where the real magic happens, and I usually spend a lot of time in Chiang Mai. Coming back to my point, I became obsessed with Spanish. When I was in my early 20s, it was the pandemic time. I was studying at a university and I had a lot of free time, so I was watching. I was watching shows with Spanish subtitles. I didn't understand anything at the beginning. Anything. But after 2-3 weeks, I suddenly realized, oh wow, I understand 20-30%. I was also listening to a lot of reggaeton, you know, Maluma baby. Bad Bunny wasn't that popular back then. So I was exposed to Spanish all the time. I started following Spanish-speaking creators. So Spanish was everywhere in my life, even though I was still living in my home country, in Poland. And somebody asked me about one thing that made you fluent. I would say curiosity. Curiosity, genuine curiosity. It has to come from your heart. You have to be genuinely curious about nuances of this language, about the culture, about the people, about their gestures, about their history, their traditions. Like, I was really obsessed with Spanish, everything, Spanish culture. So before you create a study plan, create a strong reason. Step 2, make this language useful before you make it perfect. I know that a lot of us obsess over perfection. Like, when I open my mouth, I can't make any mistakes. I have to know every grammar rule. I have to know very advanced words, but that's bullshit. This is keeping you stuck. Ask yourself this question at first. How can this language be useful in my life? We are talking utility. For example, when I was in my early 20s, I was single. So I started dating Spanish guys and Latino guys back in Poland. I'm talking all the time my home country. I created full immersion in my home country, so you don't make any excuses. Okay, of course, you don't have to date anyone if you have a husband or wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, but this is how I made Spanish useful in my life. Maybe you have to learn English or Spanish or any other language for work or for travel, making more money, you name it. But you need to know how you can make it useful to actually practice this language. When I first arrived in Spain, I made so many mistakes, guys, countless mistakes. I made a decision back then. I'm not gonna repeat the same mistakes I made with English, that I was so scared and terrified of speaking English in my early 20s. I'm just gonna go all in. I'm gonna put communication here and my ego in my pocket. Cuando yo cometía algún error, incluso tú me estabas corrigiendo, que te lo agradecía muchísimo.
Te corregía y resulta que a la siguiente vez que ocupabas la misma palabra o lo que fuera, ya estaba corregido, automáticamente corregido.
Claro, porque cuando se corrige un error en tiempo real, se clava más en la cabeza, ¿no? Que cuando es simplemente de un ejercicio random, que no importa a nadie. Clara, como tú has visto mi camino en español desde cero hasta ahora, ¿cómo dirías cómo era, cómo tú lo percibías?
Yo recuerdo cuando te conocí que llevabas muy poquitos meses en España, 4 o 5 como mucho. Si es que lo llevabas.
Como 3, 4.
En primer lugar, digamos, me sorprendió el que ya pudieras manejarte, de venir de la nada del español a de repente empezar a manejarte, me impresionó. Después vi como un ascenso realmente muy impresionante. Yo te pregunté incluso que cómo hacías para que esto fuera, no sé, para que pudiera tener tan efectivo, ¿no? Recuerdo que tú me dijiste inmersión total. Entonces eso significaba, digamos, ver series, ver las noticias, todo, absolutamente inmersión total en el español. Y yo te preguntaba, ¿pero tú entiendes? Y me decía, no entiendo una palabra. Así todo rápido, no entiendo nada.
Exacto.
Pero sin embargo, me acuerdo que me sorprendió porque tenías ese empuje de agarrar y seguir en ello.
Okay, once we have the mindset part clear, let's go to the actual practice. Step number 3, still sentences, not words. My huge mistake when I was learning English as a kid or as a teenager is that I was learning single words without any context. Actually, that was the approach at school back in Poland when I was a kid. So that wasn't really my fault. That wasn't really your fault if you were learning languages like this. But we already know that this doesn't work. So when I was learning Spanish, I was learning the full phrases to literally survive in different situations. For example, instead of learning the word work, which is trabajo in Spanish, I was learning estoy buscando trabajo. Tengo una entrevista de trabajo. Me gusta mi trabajo. Bueno, mi trabajo es un poco difícil. And finally, guys, I found a job in Spain. I was an English teacher in a private school in Tenerife. And that was holy hell. That was an experience. I was teaching kids. That was really difficult. Entonces mi trabajo era muy difícil. And that was the moment I realized, oh my God, the key to success is learning the full phrases, not single words, because then my brain doesn't know how to use these single words. I have a lot of words in my head, but how do I actually, get them together and say something? I never used any flashcards when I was learning Spanish, but I think that it's a really good method. So if I were to create flashcards, I would do it this way. I would write the full phrase without the key word. And on the other side of this flashcard, I would write the keyword. So I would look at the flashcards with the gap and I would make myself guess. Por ejemplo, estoy buscando el trabajo. Estoy buscando el trabajo. This trains patterns, not translation. Actually, the pattern recognition is as important as curiosity. I will talk way more about pattern recognition in the second part of this video, so stick with me. Okay, so now the huge mistake I made when I was learning Spanish. Actually, I should speak some Spanish, don't you think? Debería hablar español. Entonces, quizás voy a hablar sobre este error que cometí para que también escuches cómo hablo el español y cuidado, no es una IA ni nada por el estilo. No sé cómo se reconoce IA, pero he visto en Reels en Instagram que tienes que hacer algo así para que gente sepa que no eres IA. Vamos a hablar sobre este error que he cometido yo cuando estaba aprendiendo español, bueno, cuando estaba viviendo español. Entonces el error es el siguiente. Yo estaba tan obsesionada y tan centrada en hablar que se me olvidó por completo leer. Se me olvidó leer en español. Bueno, como ya te dije al principio de este vídeo, yo empecé a aprender español en Polonia, luego me mudé a España. Entonces, por sobrevivencia, yo estuve demasiado obsesionada con hablar, que al final es el propósito del idioma, ¿no? Entonces no me quejo de ninguna manera. Empecé a hablar con mi suegra, con familia de mi novio, con mi novio obviamente, cuando ya le conocí, con todo el mundo en España y sobre todo en mi trabajo en la escuela. No tenía ni tiempo ni cabeza para leer en español y ahora veo las consecuencias porque puedo hablar español perfectamente. Me siento en español súper natural, como si fuera mi idioma nativo, pero los últimos 12 meses en realidad he pasado tiempo en los países habla hispana, entonces me quería comprar algún libro, ¿no? Todo en español. Yo normalmente leo en inglés y miro algunos libros de mi novio en español y digo, coño, ¿cómo me cuesta leer en español? Obviamente entiendo las palabras, pero me cuesta mucho leer. So my conclusion is that every skill is important. Not only speaking. I mean, speaking, I would say, is the king. Speaking is the king, definitely. But listening, reading, writing are also super important. And this mistake brings us to grammar. Step number 5, catch grammar in the wild. If I'm completely honest with you, I never studied Spanish grammar. Never. At the beginning, I remember I just memorized some rules, like very basic rules. For example, you don't say Mallorca, you say Mallorca. So how the hell can I speak Spanish correctly? Here, the pattern recognition comes in. Tony Robbins, the most popular coach on earth, I think, says that skill number 1 that we should acquire is pattern recognition. When you can recognize the pattern, where you can train your brain to be fast enough to recognize, okay, this is how it works, why this works this way. Okay, this word repeats itself every time when somebody talks about the past. We have a pattern. Memorize the pattern. For example, in Spanish, there is this grammar tense. I don't know what it's called, but you say something like, hoy he tomado 2 cafés. Bueno, este es mi segundo café. Hoy también he comido 2 huevos y hoy también he tomado 1 metro. What's the pattern? Right? Okay, he comido, he bebido, he tomado. So my brain was doing the job of pattern recognition instead of learning grammar rules. Brilliant. This is brilliant, guys. And after recognizing a pattern, you might have some questions like, why is that? When exactly do I use it? Here comes AI. It's so easy to use AI these days. You can ask ChatGPT or Gemini or a native speaker if you have a chance. You don't have to ignore grammar. You don't have to pretend it doesn't exist, but you can convert yourself into an observer. Okay, your job is to be an observer and train yourself at pattern recognition. This is gonna be so useful for your life in general, not only for language learning. I think that by this time I'm a master of pattern recognition. Like, I can recognize patterns so fast. I wasn't always this way. I was just I'm still training myself to recognize patterns. You know, guys, that I'm really into psychology and emotional development and brain science, I can recognize patterns, like even the family system patterns, you know, why this person is a people pleaser or why this person struggles with avoidant or anxious attachment style or stuff like that. Pattern recognition is helping me in business, in languages, obviously, in traveling. Every area of your life can be improved by pattern recognition. Step 6, learn slang from day one. It's gonna save your ass in so many situations because when you study from a textbook, you learn the language that native speakers use in 30-40%, I would say. Native speakers use slang all the freaking time. You are a native speaker of your language. You use slang for sure every single day with your family, with your friends, with your co-workers even. When I started learning Spanish, I didn't feel comfortable using slang, so I was not using it for the first month, but at least I understood what was going on around me. Finally, guys, step 7, before I give you the exact plan you can start using today, stop only consuming. We were talking a lot about input, right? You watch, you listen, you expose yourself. But now, this is the most important step, okay? I'm gonna need you to produce. And one tip I have for producing the language that's super easy and super safe to start is commenting on the videos you watch on YouTube or on social media in general. For example, when you watch some vlogs or when you watch my vlogs, always comment. Share your thoughts, your opinion, or maybe your feelings. This is gonna help you feel included in the language learners community. But at the same time, you're gonna practice your skills. It's like only benefits, 2 in 1. Obviously, you have to practice speaking. But for that, I'm gonna send you to this video after watching this one because I talk about speaking in almost every video and I don't have enough time right now to explain everything because it's gonna get dark soon. Okay. So let's go to my ultimate 2026 plan that you can start using today. This plan is very simple. You can see it here on the screen, but let me quickly explain. So, step 1 of the plan, watch something. You already know that. Step 2, steal 5 sentences a day. Okay, this plan is to be used daily. So imagine if you steal 5 sentences a day, during 30 days, what does that give us? 150 phrases a month. Do you know what you can do with 150 phrases? You can order yourself food, coffee, you can survive in a different country, you can do so much. Turn these 5 sentences a day into gap flashcards. Do you remember when I was explaining the flashcards? You write the full phrase with a gap. The gap is the keyword, and the keyword is on the other side. Step 4, say them out loud. Okay, you already trained your writing, vocabulary, input, which is listening. So now you have to say these sentences out loud. Ideally, when you watch the video, you do the shadowing, meaning you copy native speakers. You repeat after them. Okay, please don't skip this step. If you are in a public place and you can't say these words out loud, make sure you say them before you go to bed in your bedroom. Step 5, use these sentences in real life, meaning comment on some videos, record a voice note, even talk to ChatGPT. You can find some language exchange online or in your city. You can use it with your tutor. If you can travel somewhere. And use these phrases in real life. You're gonna find your way. You are a creative human being. I know you're gonna find your way to use this language in real life. Last but not least, step 6, read something out loud. Don't make my mistakes. Okay? Read something, even if it's a social media post. Even if it's an article, a social media post is actually gonna be better because it's like real life language, slang, right? It's the casual language, the language that people actually use. We're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna finish my Thai coffee. Let me know your thoughts, your reflections, your opinions in the comments. Let me know what language you are learning. As I promised, I'm gonna do my best to record a vlog next week. I have been thinking of recording an easy vlog to learn English in Bangkok. What do you think about that? So we would stroll around, parks like this. Really, Bangkok is a huge and bustling city, endless options and opportunities here. So this vlog could be really interesting. Let me know in the comments if you like the vlog style. Anyways, thank you so much for watching Wannaspeak by Veroniq. Take care.